There's no doubt that America has a weight problem. Obesity in children is an evident problem. The main claim that I'm refuting against is that food advertisements on television greatly contribute to childhood obesity. I believe that food advertisements are not at fault for the cause of childhood obesity. Some of the claims that the advocate made include television food commercials encourage children to make poor food choices. Children rely on television to learn new information and make decisions, and the types of food advertised are dangerous to children's health. I believe that there's more of an effort today to encourage children to make healthy choices than there ever have been in the past. There are advertisements such as the Get Up and Play an Hour a Day ad that make an effort to better the health of children. PepsiCo is an example of an organization that is making an effort to encourage children to lead healthier lifestyles as well. They teamed up with Walmart and America on the Move to display notices to deliver the message of the importance of physical activity to parents and families. In a study focused on protecting children from harmful food advertisements, Dr. Harris and Dr. Graff stated, in 2006, the Children's Food and Beverage Advertising Initiative, an industry-supported program purportedly designed to improve food marketing practices, was launched. 16 of the largest food companies that market to children have joined this organization and implemented pledges to market only better-for-you foods in children-targeted media. In the speech that I'm refuting, the speaker said that children request food they see advertised on television, such as while shopping with parents when they ask what they would like for a snack. I believe that it is the parent's judgment whether or not to buy that snack. The speaker also stated, companies are trying to be a part of the $27 billion spent on youth, and of course a company will try to make their product seem appealing because their main goal is to make profit and to make sales. And whether or not their product is healthy is not necessarily a concern. Children, the next claim that I'm refuting against is that children rely on television to learn new information and make decisions. There's no doubt that when people watch TV, they're influenced by what they see on TV. But I believe that the amount of television that children watch is, again, an issue with parenting. A parent should monitor what children are watching and how much they watch it. The speaker implied that children will not know how to ask for healthy foods if that is all they're being shown on TV. Well, television is not the sole source of education for children, and I believe that parents in school are the main sources of education to children. The third claim that I'm refuting against is the types of food advertised are dangerous to children's health. And I believe that there's more of an effort today than there ever has been to make food more nutritionally valuable. The speaker stated that junk foods are more addictive, and it is common to binge on chips and ice cream, but less on fruits and vegetables. The reason why attention is brought to the addictiveness of junk food is because they are bad habits. We do not hear about children binging on fruits and vegetables because that's not an issue, and no attention is paid to it. In a study published in the International Journal of Obesity, in which they studied the snack intake of about 8,000 girls and about 7,000 boys between the ages of 9 and 14, the researchers concluded our results suggest that although snack foods may have low nutritional value, they are not an important independent determinant of the weight gain among children and adolescents. Much of the foods being marketed have low nutritional value and aren't healthy, but there's no doubt about that. But we should not single out these foods in the advertisements as the main reason for obesity in children. Children are often overweight due to genetics or their overall diets, not the food they see advertised. It is up to the parents and the schools to keep children educated about their health. When parents emphasize the importance of eating healthily and exercising frequently, the children will understand that their chances of facing obesity, and their chances of facing obesity will decrease significantly. When it comes to childhood obesity, advertisements are not at fault.
All right, organizationally, I think you started off pretty well listing the main and the secondary issues. In the body of the speech, though, it seemed to get a little complicated, and it was just issue response, issue response, issue response, issue response, issue response, and I didn't think that the issues were being as distinctly portrayed as they were suggested at the beginning of the speech. However, I could see where your arguments were usually being applied, so you need to just be a little bit more careful about the wording and how ideas are grouped together so that we can see that they are connected to the points, the individual secondary claims that you're talking about. It just felt sometimes like you got buried in the minutia instead of dealing with the bigger pictures. I thought it was interesting you talked about how there is a program that advertisers are already involved in to take responsibility and divert kids and make sure that they're not advertised too much. And it seems a little odd that you're kind of denying that this has any impact, but the industry itself believes that it could have an impact, and that's why they put together this group and organization. So it's an inconsistency in the way you've kind of approached that argument. I like the issue the way you've presented it, but I think it creates some problems for the earlier response that you had. And then you get sidetracked on a couple of things. I mean, you basically acknowledge, look, corporations are after money, healthy issues are not really the point that they're talking about, which kind of seems to contradict the point that you just made, that they are in fact trying to make sure that they act responsibly. So a little bit of inconsistency on some of the issues, I think, comes up. I thought that you had a really good piece of information on the junk food and the contribution it makes to obesity, and that was the best piece of evidence you had on that whole second point that talks about this particular issue. And I think that you could focus on that a little bit more and contrast it to the evidence that the advocate presented, which I didn't really hear you talk much about their evidence on that particular point. I thought you had a good summary of what your general argument is, and that is that the responsibility is certainly not television by itself, and it may not even be television substantially. Criticism of the parents, for instance, I think could probably be developed a little bit more to make that argument succeed more effectively. But I did like the fact that you ended with a pretty clear declarative statement of your position. All right, thank you.